Dear students in grade 12, good afternoon. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to discuss Unit 7. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, let me first welcome my colleagues in the studio, Miss Hanadi Haddad, an English supervisor from Tartus. Good afternoon, Miss Hanadi.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for coming.
It's my pleasure to be with you, Mr. Basil and Mr. Hussam.
Thank you,
very
welcome. And Mr. Hussam Jarjanazi, an English teacher from Hama. Good afternoon, Mr. Hussam. Welcome to our seminar for today.
Thank you very much.
Well, dear students, dear colleagues, as you know, in Unit 7, we have a number of grammatical skills. Of course, the most important skill in Unit 7 is the reported speech. Of course, in this seminar, we are going to discuss the reported speech in details. We are going to discuss how to report statements and how to report questions, of course. And we can do a number of exercises in the activity book as well as the student's book. After that, we are going to discuss some, let's say, other grammatical skills found in Unit 7, maybe the two verbs make and do. After that, we can discuss the reading texts in the student's book as well as the activity book. Well, let me start first with Miss Hanadi. Let me first ask you, Miss Hanadi.
Yes.
What is the reported speech in general?
Reported speech. It is a speech is spoken by someone to report speech to another one.
You mean, Mr. Hussam, when someone says something to someone else and we want to report this speech to another one, to another person. Very nice. So that's what we call the reported speech. When we report something said by someone
to someone else,
it is called the reported speech.
Yes.
So this speech, these words, these statements could be a sentence
or
and
a question.
it could be a question. Of course, there are some rules that must be followed when we have to report someone's speech. So let me first start with you, Miss Hanadi. As I said, let's talk first about how to report statements, please.
Yes. First, we have to begin report speech. We use said or told.
Yes.
First, we say said or told.
Good.
For example, Selma, Ali, I'm sorry about what happened. Selma told Ali that she was sorry about what had happened. So we should change the verbs or the tense. Here we have in the first sentence simple present. I'm sorry. In the reported speech, it will be past simple. Was.
You mean, sorry for the interruption, Miss Hanadi.
Yes.
We generally use these two verbs when we want to report sentences. Ordinary sentences, I mean said and told. So because they are in the past, so we have, as you said, to change the tense.
Yes.
Okay.
To the past.
So there must be some changes. This is what you mean.
Yes. I will talk about the change. So the simple present will change to the simple past as this sentence. The simple past will change to past perfect.
Slide 3. Is it slide 3? It's okay. Let's again read the examples in slide 2, please.
Yes.
Good.
Simple present. Alice, I work in an office. We will change in reported speech to the simple past. Alice said he worked in an office. We change work to worked. Simple past. Alice, I walked in the garden. We will change to the past perfect. Alice said she had walked in the garden. Worked is changed to hard worked.
Okay, let's go back. Let me discuss with you the first sentence, the present simple. When we say I work in an office, Alice said this. So these words are not my
Not
words,
my
not
words.
your words.
No.
These words are Alice's words. So when I ask you, what did Alice said? What did Alice say?
Alice
You said, she said, or Alice
she said.
She worked in an office. So here you are the speaker now, not Alice. Am I right? But when you want to tell me what she said, you have to change the pronoun and the tense of the verb, because you use a reporting verb in the past, which is said.
Yes.
So here we have to say Alice said, and we use the verb which is in the present simple. We go back
the past.
a step. We do a step backwards, let's say.
Backwards, yes.
Right, Mr. Hussam? Because we are using here the past simple, so we should use the past simple of the present simple.
Another point.
Another point.
Which is the time of speaking is not the time of
exactly.
the real activity.
Exactly, that's right.
Yes.
Thank you a lot.
Yes.
Well, as you said, we can, let's say, report someone's speech after 1 week, after 1 month.
1 year.
So it
period
should
of time.
be, or it must be,
There's
There
a
is a
change.
period of time.
Going
there
back
must
to
be
the
a
past.
change
Yeah.
in the tense.
Yeah.
That's what we call the reported speech. Again, when we talk about the simple past, as you said, Miss Hanadi,
Simple past.
here Alice said, I worked in the garden. Here, if the verb is in the simple past,
Will it change
we have to
into
use the past perfect. Good. Alice said she had worked in the garden. That's right. What about the present continuous now?
It will change to the past continuous.
Would you please
Alice,
read the sentence, Ms.
I'm
Hanadi?
working in the garden.
This is the direct speech.
Yes, direct speech,
Good.
present continuous.
Good.
It will be in the reported speech, past continuous.
Good.
Alice said or told she was working in the garden.
Very nice. What about the past continuous now? Of course, this tense is not mentioned, in fact, in Unit 7, but we try to, let's say, clarify all cases for the students, because we are here discussing English grammar, not
Yes,
only,
in
let's
general.
say, Unit 7. It's okay. What is it?
Past continuous in direct speech will be in the reported speech, past perfect continuous. Alice, I was working in the garden. It will be in the reported speech. Alice said or told she had been working in the garden.
Very nice. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Hussam, please. Thank you, Ms. Hanadi.
Thank you.
As Ms. Hanadi said, we should do some changes to the direct speech, to the sentence in the direct speech.
Yes.
Like what? Let's discuss the subject, for example, Mr. Hussam.
Yes, sure, because as we have just said, that there's some change in pronouns. And this is change according to the speaker. The speaker is not the real speaker here.
Yeah.
For example, when we have I, someone to tell me I have to change it into what? I have to change it into he or she.
The speaker could be a male or a female. So when you tell me, when you want to tell me about someone,
Yeah.
you can say he
or she.
if he is a male,
Yeah.
or she if she is
A
female.
Yes.
That's it.
And we can use also we have to change it because it's in direct speech we can always change it into they. And this is the rule here. We have I into he or she, and also we have we into they always. For example, I'm watching a movie. When we report this statement, we can say she said, and here we have she to determine the statement, to determine the new subject, into saying she said she was watching a movie. And here we have the change she said she. I changed into she. Another example, when we have we into they, we visit the museum every summer.
So a group of people talking here are talking
Yeah,
here.
we have a group of people
and they say we visit the museum.
Plural pronoun.
Good. So
When we have to change, we have to say, instead of we, they said.
we
said.
are talking now, not them.
We are talking in a
So
group.
we have to talk about them.
Because of
Yes,
plural
So we have to
pronoun.
change the pronoun.
We have to change the pronouns because
In
we
this
are
case.
talking about them. They said, and here we have a new subject. They visited the museum every summer.
Good.
Here we have the changes in the pronouns.
Good. Let's now talk about the object pronouns, Mr. Hussam. You talked about the subject pronouns.
Yes,
what about the object
we have
pronouns?
also a change in the object. For example, when we have me and us, we have a change into, for example, me into him or her. And also we have a change into us, into them. Let's see this example. For example, Sally gives me, and here we have me, an object pronoun because it comes after the verb.
Yes.
When we have subject pronoun, it comes before the verb. And when we have an object pronoun, we can use it after the verb. So
Good.
it's the object pronoun. Sally gives me some money every morning.
Now, we
Have-
don't know who the speaker is,
Yes.
whether the speaker is a male
Yes.
Or
or
female.
female. But when
Yes.
we ask the student
Yeah.
to report someone's speech by using she said,
She
Or
said,
now
he
the
said.
student must know that the speaker is
Is
a
female.
female, not
Yeah.
a male. So
Yeah.
he has to use she.
she.
So because it is she,
We can change into
the object
her.
pronoun
Her.
of she
Can be
is her.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. So
Now we have in the reported speech, Sally said, she said, Sally gave her some money every morning.
very nice.
Yes. We have another example about us to change it into them. For example, Sally and Joan give us some chocolate. And we can change, they said, Sally and Joan gave. Here we have the change of
the
us
tense.
into, before the tense,
The
we
tense
have
and the
change-
pronoun.
The
Exactly,
pronoun, the
yes.
object pronoun, and
Yes.
later we have the change in the tense.
Good.
Us into them and give simple present into simple past.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now, what about the possessive adjective, Miss
Possessive,
Hanadi?
adjective.
Of course, when someone says my, when a group of people says
Our.
sorry. What are the changes in this case? Please, let's discuss that.
First, my. My will change to his or her because I don't know if the speaker is male
It
or,
could be a male, as we
or
said,
maybe
or
a
a female.
female. So my mother, but I know that my mother is female,
Yes.
cooks very well. So my mother is female. She
It's okay,
said
but when you
her,
say she said,
her.
so maybe
She said.
her daughter is talking now,
Yes.
not her son,
Yes.
right?
Yes. She
Good.
said her mother cooked very well.
Cooked very well. Good.
If the speaker is male, I will say
If we have he,
He-
for
He
example,
said,
yes.
she said.
he said,
he said
his mother.
mother.
Thank you very much. Good.
So about the group, our will change and will be there. Our parents are taking us to the park.
Our parents are taking us to the park.
They said the group. They said their parents were taking them to the park.
They said
so.
their parents were taking them
to the park.
Good, good. Thank you. Now, Miss Hanadi, again, we have some other changes, of course. We have time references, what we call time references,
Time
and
are
place
time.
references,
Yes.
not only time references. For example, when we use yesterday in the sentence, if someone uses yesterday or last night or tomorrow, we call these adverbs of time references because they refer to
specific
time.
time.
These words are words that refer to time.
Like-
And of course, we have place references, like what?
Here.
Here, for
Here,
example.
there.
So it becomes
be
there.
there.
So let's discuss them, please, with examples.
Time and place references. I will meet you here tomorrow. Tomorrow indicates to the time.
So when this person says this sentence, maybe 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago,
now
yes.
we
in
want
the
to report
past.
his speech now. So
She
we can't say
said-
tomorrow, of
After a
course,
while of time.
right?
Yes. She
Yes.
said she'd met him the following day.
Can we
Her-
use another time reference
The next
instead
day.
of the following day?
The next
The
the
next
next
day.
day.
The next
The
we-
day after.
The day
maybe.
after.
So not only the following
Yes,
day. The
the
following
next
day is
day.
accepted. The next
day
day is
Or the
accepted.
day
Any
after.
logical
Or the day after.
references is
Yes.
accepted.
Good,
Yes, we change here to there.
good. Now, thank you, Miss Hanadi.
Reported
We
question.
talked about how to report statements. Let's talk about reporting questions. Right, Mr. Hussam?
Yes.
When we talk about reported questions, of course, we have two types of questions. We have WH questions
And yes
we
or
have
no.
Yes,
yes,
no,
no
questions or close to
Now,
questions.
let's talk about the reported questions, starting with WH question words, please.
Okay, when we want to change or report as a question with WH words, first of all, we have to pay attention to the time, the word, for example, WH. We have to put it at first, and later we have to put the subject, and later we can change the tense. And if we have any other changes according to time and also according to place, we have to change it. We call it time markers, for example. In the example, why are you laughing? This is a direct question, because here we have inverted commas. We can change, he asked me, he asked me. The first point here to use the WH word, why. It's the first step. And after that, because we have me, an object pronoun, we have to change you into I. And we have also a change into the tense. For example, are can be changed according to the new subject, either to use was or were. But here we have I, so we have to say I was laughing.
So because he asked me, we should use I. So
I,
me,
okay.
it means that one person is talking about himself.
About
or
himself.
herself.
Sometimes we can say he asked her.
Good.
And sometimes he asked him.
Good.
Here we have a new subject according to the object pronoun.
So let's try to practice this together, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
If it was, I mean this sentence, he asked him,
Yes.
why
now,
he?
Now we have
He
a
asked
chance.
her, why she?
Why
he
she?
asked me,
Why I?
That's it. He asked them, why
they? They.
He asked us, why
Why
we?
we?
That's it. So
According-
from the object pronoun,
We can
know
determine the
or
new
determine the subject pronoun.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So,
And here we have to pay attention for a point which is very important. Now, if we see the structure here, why I was laughing. Now here we have the subject and we have no verb or part of the verb in front of it.
yes, yes.
So we go back to the order,
A step,
a step
we do
back
a step backward. Yes,
to
yes.
the order of English words in general, English statements. So we have to put full stop at the end. We have no question mark in the indirect speech.
Good.
And this is very important for the students to focus on it.
And there's something else, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
The direct speech here, Miss Hanadi,
You have-
here when we say, why
have
are
a
you
question
laughing?
mark.
It
We
is a
have
question.
question
But
mark.
when we try to report, we are not
There
asking.
is,
We are not
there
asking.
is
So
no
we have to
question
use the
mark.
subject first, then the auxiliary verb.
Yes, that's
So
the point.
because it is a question,
Yes.
the auxiliary verb must be used before the subject. But
Yes.
when we report a question, we should
have no
use
inversion.
or write
The
a
verb.
sentence, not a question.
Yes.
And this is very important, for,
important
the
for the
students.
students.
Yes.
Another sentence, for example, another example. What are you going to do after school? Also here we have a direct question. We have the WH word, the question what?
Yes, yes.
First of all, she wanted to know. We can use also wanted to know. We can use asked. We can
Yes.
use wondered, for example.
Yes.
Many words. But
Yes.
the most common one is
Maybe
asked.
ask. Yes.
Yes. She wanted to know what? Now the first to start with
The
is
question word must be used.
must be used
We should
at
start
first,
with it.
and
Yes.
after that we have to
The subject.
The subject to determine
Yes.
the subject, and here we have I. Sometimes there is no need to say there is an object pronoun. If there is no object pronoun, we can use according to this example, you, I,
Yes,
for
of
example.
course. Yes, of course.
Yes, I. Here we have also a change in tense. But some students think that always I should change are into where. But here we have to
It's
pay
not correct
attention.
because she wanted to know what I,
What-
because we have I here.
Yeah, because we have I, we have a change into was,
Exactly.
not into where.
Yes.
We have to pay attention for this. I
Thank
was
you.
going to do after school.
Good.
And we have also full stop at the end because, as we
Not
have
a
just
question
said,
mark.
it's not a question.
Because
Yeah.
it is not a question.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Hanadi, we have the second type of questions, which is
Yes or
yes-no
no.
questions. What do we mean by yes-no questions? Of course, when the answer is yes or no.
Yes or no, yes.
When the question starts with
Auxiliary.
an auxiliary verb, not a question word.
And
right?
they are closed.
Can you
Yes.
swim?
Yes, of
Can you
course.
swim?
Yes.
Yes, I
Is
can, or no, I
For
can't.
example, when we have when did you go?
Yes.
You can say I went yesterday, for example. You can say
Exactly.
last week. You can
Exactly.
say
But
3
here,
years
but
ago. But
here
here we
is,
have yes.
you mean
no.
you have only
One
maybe
answer expected.
one choice.
Yes.
One
Either
choice,
to
yes
say
or no.
yes,
Yes or no.
or no. That's it, because that's why we call them yes/no
Closed.
questions
Closed
or closed
questions.
questions. Reporting yes questions. The floor is yours, Miss
We
Hannah,
use
please.
first. We use first ask, wanted to know, and if or whether. So in the direct questions, did you enjoy the class? So we begin with auxiliary.
An auxiliary verb. Yes.
Auxiliary subject, verb, and the rest of the sentences. Then, when we change into the question, we say, she asked me, or she wanted to know if I had enjoyed the class. So, I must pay attention to the tense, enjoy, did, simple past.
You mean from the auxiliary verb? Did
Yes.
we know the tense of
The
the
tense
question?
from the auxiliary,
It is
from the
simple
did,
past.
simple past, we will change to the past perfect.
Good.
Had
Good.
enjoyed. But I begin with subject, then the verb, and the rest
there is an
of the
addition here.
Yes, there is an
Which
addition.
is if or whether.
Oh, if or whether. So I'm talking about the sentence. I had enjoyed the class.
Good.
So another example. She wanted to know. The
You
same
mean
example,
instead
but
of saying she asked
but,
me, we can say she
yes,
wanted
she
to know.
wanted to know.
Yes.
She wanted
It's the
if
same.
I had enjoyed the class.
Very nice. Good. Now, let's try to clarify these cases for our dear students. Let's discuss each tense alone.
Yes.
I'll start, thank you, Ms. Hanadi, with Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
Let's take for the first example and discuss the changes together.
Yes.
Here we have I visit my friend on the weekend. Am I right?
Yes.
What happens? How can I report this sentence? What happens? What are the changes, please?
Yes. For example, first of all, we have to pay attention to the tense. Here we have visit, which is verb 1, so the tense is simple present. When we say he said, we start with he, we have to change I into he. And when we say she said, we have to change I into she. According to the maybe reporting verb, we can change the subject. He said he, she said
Yes.
she.
So
And
here we
also-
have he said.
He said he. And so also we have to change the tense.
Yes.
For example, visit, it's verb 1, simple present.
As we said, we go a step
simple
backwards.
past.
A step
in the tense.
backwards to the simple past.
Past.
So we have to say he said, he visited. He
So-
visited. And also we have another change. In the direct statement, we have I and my. My is a possessive adjective.
Exactly.
So also we have to change it into a possessive adjective, but according to the new subject. Because we
His.
have he, we have to
His.
change my into his.
If
Good.
His
she,
friend
her.
on the weekend.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
here the completion of the statement. There is no other changes. And we have full stop.
Thank you.
Yes, that's
Thank you
all.
very much. Now, another example. Here, Miss
Another
Hanadi,
example.
we have I am writing a letter to my friend.
About this example about the present continuous.
Yes.
I'm writing a letter to my friend. So it will be in the reported speech past
It is in the
continuous.
present continuous,
Now in the
I mean
present
that.
continuous direct speech, it will be in the reported speech, it will change to the past continuous. She said she was writing a letter to her friend. So we begin with she I will
said.
continue with she. She was writing a letter. So I will change the possessive my. It will be her because I have a
She,
I have
because
she.
the subject pronoun
We
is
have she. So
Yes.
I write her.
Her. Thank you very much. Mr. Hussam, please, the past simple.
Yes,
please.
the past
Another
simple
example.
is changed into the past perfect. I visited my friend last weekend. So here we have the verb V2 or simple past. We have to change it into had and verb 3. He said, here we have the start with he, so the subject I should be changed into he said he. and visited into had visited. And also we have the possessive adjective my. It should be changed into his according to the new subject. His friends last weekend, there is no change. But we can add something else because we have last. We can
Yes.
say the previous weekend.
The previous weekend
The previous
is
weekend.
also correct.
Yes,
Thank
last weekend
Thank
is
you.
correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
What else? We
Future.
have maybe another tense now, which is the future. Miss Hanadi, I will visit
I
my
will
friend.
visit my friend. It will
Yes.
change. Will be would. She said she would visit her friend, or he said he would visit his friend, or they said they would visit their friend.
Good, good. Thank you. Now, maybe
Some examples about
we have some other
examples.
examples. I mean, the students, all the students now know the rubric in the exam. I mean, the question maybe in the second paper of the final exam.
Yes.
We have something called, or the rubric says, let's read the rubric, do as required
Required
between brackets.
between brackets.
So here the students should
Some
read
students
what
find
is
that
required
difficult.
from
Between
them
the two
between
brackets.
brackets. They should read, let's say, the request, right, between the brackets, and know how to deal with each case alone.
Yes.
One of these cases could be
Reported.
reported speech. For example, we have this sentence. Now we can. Thank you very much, Miss Hanadi. Let me start with you. The first one,
I'm
please.
going out with,
With my
parents. Report by using she said.
Good.
She said. When I say she said,
So the
So I will
student
write
should start with it.
yes.
Good.
She was going with her parents. So I will change will be was.
Good.
My will be
You mean I'm going? It is present continuous.
yes. I will change to the past.
Because we have the reporting verb said in the past, as we said, we should go a step
back.
backward and
Yes,
use
and
the past continuous.
Past continuous will be past continuous. She was going with her parents.
Again, we have another change, the possessive adjective. Here, she said, my parents. When we want to report her speech, we say
said her.
with her
parents.
parents. Because we are talking now, not she.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The second one.
Yes. Where are you going? Here we have a direct question, and we can report it using he asked her. He asked her. Now here we have her is the object pronoun, so we have to pay attention to the change of the subject you into her. He asked her where she. We have a change you into she according to the object pronoun her. And we have to change are into was or were according to the new subject. Because we have she, we have to say was going. Was
Good.
going. And we have to put full stop because we go back to the order of the statement.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. The last one.
We
please.
discussed it.
Maybe in before. Did you enjoy
Did you
your
enjoy
holiday?
your holiday?
Report
We use
using he
simple
asked
past.
them. But here maybe
Yes.
the object pronoun is
He
different.
asked them.
He asked them
Them if they had enjoyed their holiday.
if they had enjoyed.
Because we
their
have in
holiday.
the direct
Yes.
sentence did. It is
Yes.
simple past. We will change to the
And
past
it is
perfect.
a yes/no question.
Yes, no question.
We will change to the past perfect had enjoyed.
So here we can say that we have three examples. The first one is a sentence. The second one is a WH question, and the
Direct
last
question.
one is a
Yes,
yes/no
no
Yes or no.
question. That's it. Here again we have some other examples. Mr. Hussam, please.
Yes. How long have you been married? Here we have the use of the WH word how long to ask about a period of time. And we have the reporting verb I asked my parents. How long? We will start with how long. I asked my parents how long. We have to change the subject according to my parents into they. Into they. And also we have been. We will change the present perfect into the past perfect. Had been. Had been. Have been into had been. And married is a completion of the sentence. And we have a full stop at the end.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Hanadi, please.
How long have you been married? Here we have
The second
next,
example, do you
sorry,
enjoy?
sorry, excuse me. Do you enjoy spending time with each other? I asked them if they enjoyed spending time with each other. Do is a simple present. So I know that the sentence is simple present. I will change to the simple past. They enjoyed spending time with each other.
So, and at the same time, it is a yes/no
Yes,
question,
yes
right?
or no
so
question.
we should
yes.
use if
If.
or
If.
whether.
The
Because
most
maybe
important
if
is
is
I
simple,
think it's easy,
understood
easy and
easier.
simple. Yes, easier.
student-
They are
If-
accepted, both of them, of
The
course.
students have to join the reporting verb
Yes.
with the question by using if here
Or
in order
either.
to
Good.
fill the gap
Yes,
of the WH word.
yes.
Most of
Because
student,
we have no question words
Because we have no question
here,
word.
so instead of it, we use
If or
if
whether.
or whether.
Yes.
That's it. Very good. And because the answer is, it could be yes or
Yes
no.
or no.
Good. What else? We have maybe
We have a
Other
sentence, for
examples?
example, we don't argue about anything. And here we have to pay attention to the use of any with negative.
use they said.
Yes.
Report by using they said.
They said, they, here we have a change in the subject pronoun. According to the reporting verb, we have they said, they, we changed into they, and don't can be changed into the didn't if we go
Simple
a
past.
step back. Simple past,
Yes, yes.
Argue about anything,
Very good.
yes.
We are taking our grandchildren on holiday. So we have present continuous.
Are
It will-
taking.
Are taking present continuous. It will be they said. They, we will change to become they, we were taking their grandchildren on holiday. So we change from a present continuous to the past continuous.
Not only the tense, Miss Hanadi, also the
pronoun,
pronouns.
our, there.
I want you to discuss all the changes in this sentence.
we-
the first change is
pronoun,
the subject
the
pronoun.
subject, sorry, the subject we, they.
Becomes they.
Yeah, the tense
Are taking
are taking,
becomes
were
were taking. And the possessive adjective
our, it will be there.
becomes there because the subject pronoun is they.
Yes.
So we use the
there.
possessive adjective of this subject
There.
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 Yes.
That's it.
We
Thank
have
you.
another example. When did you
Yes.
first meet? Here we have a WH word question at the beginning. We have to start with it. After the reporting verb, she asked them. Here we have them to determine the subject, the new subject of the sentence. She asked them when. We start with the WH word. And later we have to put the subject, which is a new one. You changed into them according to they. And after that we have did.
Yes, yes, yes.
Which signifies the use of past perfect if we go a step back forward, for example, in the past.
But we delete.
We delete did and
When we report.
add when we report. Sure.
Yes. Because we are
add-
not asking.
Yeah, we are not asking. We go back to the order of the statement.
Yes, yes.
And we put had first met. And here we have to pay attention to the use of the adverb first. When we have an adverb and we have a compound verb, for example, had plus verb 3, past perfect, we have to use the adverb between the two parts
Between
of the verb.
verb to
Yes.
have and the past
And
participle.
the past participle, yes.
Very good. Thank you. Miss Hanadi, please.
Are you enjoying married life? She asked them.
What
there is
kind of
no
question is it?
WH,
For example.
there is no
Close the
WH question.
So it is-
yes or no question.
Good.
Are you enjoying married life? She asked them. If I will change you, it will be they. Then the tense is present continuous. It will be changed to the past continuous. Are will be were because I have they. Enjoying married life.
You mean plural verb,
Yes, plural
not
verb.
singular verb.
Yes.
But before that, I'd like to add something.
Yes.
Miss Hanadi, Mr. Hussam, dear students, maybe the word you some students get confused.
Yes.
And they don't know that
What they
maybe
will write.
this pronoun can refer to one person, a male
Or
or a
female.
female. I can ask you or you. So
Yes.
Yes.
can you or can you?
Yes.
Or are you enjoying this seminar,
Female
Miss
answer,
Hanadi?
yes.
Are you enjoying this?
Yes.
That's it. So you here, I can use it to talk to a male
Or female.
or
Or a
a
female,
female, and
yes.
I can use it to talk to a group of people,
Them.
two and more. So I can ask you both.
Yes.
Are you?
So
So
we are talking-
here should know that this word can refer to, let's say, different persons.
Many
So
persons.
according to what is written between the brackets, he can know or he must know, right? The listener. Am I right? Or
Yes,
the,
yes.
the second
No, you are
person.
right.
So when I say, are you enjoying married life? And we ask the students to report this question using she asked them, from the word them, the student should know that you here refers to a group of people. And this group of people could be maybe a group of males or
Or
group
women.
of females,
Females,
women,
yes.
men or women, right?
Or
Girls or
mix.
boys, etc.
Or
Yes.
mix.
Right.
Mr. Bassel, to make
Yes.
it easier for the students,
Yes.
we can say that when we have the use of said,
Mm-hmm.
we have to pay attention to what is before said.
Yes.
And when we have the use of, for example, asked, we have to pay attention to what is after asked. Here I'm talking about the subject and the object pronouns.
Good.
When we have statement, we have to pay attention to the subject pronoun.
Yes.
And when we have a question, we have to pay attention to the object pronoun. And here we have no confusion.
I'd
in
like to
general.
thank you, in fact, Mr. Hussam. I hope
Anytime,
our
Mr.
dear colleagues in the field clarify to their students, really, the difference between subject pronouns
And
and
object
object
pronouns.
pronouns,
There's a wide
and the
difference.
possessive adjectives,
Yes.
the possessive pronouns,
Pronouns.
and even the relative pronouns.
Relative
so
pronouns.
all they should know that we have three types of pronouns in English.
Yes.
We have personal pronouns, we have possessive
Possessive
pronouns,
pronouns,
and we
yes.
have relative pronouns.
Relative
When we talk
pronouns.
about personal
There is
pronouns,
a big
we have two types, subject pronouns and
And
object
object
pronouns.
pronouns.
We have position pronouns, we have two types. We have
Yes.
possessive adjectives
Adjective and
we have
possessive
possessive
pronouns.
like mine.
Mine.
This glass is mine.
mine.
Yes.
It is not yours. This one is yours.
Yes.
Okay, but you can drink from it. It's okay.
Thank you.
Now, so that's it. So let's deal with the last slide, and
Yes.
then before we,
We
have,
have
a break, we have the
another-
last slide, please.
We have a question.
Yes.
Was it easy to find work? Here we have the use of yes-no question because we have no WH word to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So we have was an auxiliary at the beginning of the question. So we have to pay attention to joining the reporting verb with the question by using if or whether. Let's start. I asked my brother. Here we have my brother.
Good.
If or whether it. We have to pay attention. When we have he or she or it or they, we have no change in the
course,
subject
of course,
pronoun.
of course.
We have a change when
It
we
is the
have
subject
you
pronoun, and the same word it is the object
is
pronoun.
the object pronoun.
Yes.
So I asked my brother. I can't say if he because the subject in the first question was it. Was it. So I have to say I asked my brother if it. Here we have was past simple. We have to change it into past perfect. We have to change was or were into had been. Had been easy to find work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Miss
The
Hanadi,
last
please.
sentence, I slept 4 or 5 hours last night.
Good.
Ali said, Ali
So
is
first
male.
of all, is it a sentence or a question?
No, a sentence.
It's a
a
sentence.
sentence.
Simple past.
Let's look at the verb, Miss Hanadi. Is it in the present simple or the past simple?
Past simple.
It's very clear that this sentence is written
Simple past.
in the past.
In the
And
past,
from the
so
adverb of time, last night,
last
we know
night
that it is in
indicates
the
to
past.
simple past.
Very nice. Ali said, or Ali said.
The speaker is male. So, Ali said that
He.
he.
Of course, that here is
It's
optional.
Optional,
There is
yes.
no need.
Yes,
because
optional.
why? Because we have a subject.
We have
Yes.
a subject.
When we have a subject, we can delete it.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Good.
Ali is male, so I. Right? He. The direct speech, simple past. I will change to the past perfect. Had slept for 5 hours last night.
The time reference now.
Yes.
time
The night
reference.
before or the previous night.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much. So here, dear students, again, please, because this sentence contains maybe a lot of details. We can do, more than one change. We
Yes.
have the subject pronoun I.
I.
We have the tense, the verb in the
verb
past
tense.
simple.
Had slept.
And we have the time
the time.
reference last night.
Last night.
So here, when we say Ali said, so we know from the noun, the person, as you said, Miss Hanadi, is a male, not a
Male.
female.
Yes.
But if, for example, we say Nada said,
She.
we
She.
have to use she, not
She.
he.
She.
And we have to use her if we have a possessive adjective. But here, in this case,
We have no
don't
possessive
have a
adjectives.
possessive adjective according to this sentence. But Ali said he had slept, again, past perfect, for 5 hours, and the time reference last night becomes
The
the night
previous
before
or the previous
the
night.
previous night.
Night.
Both are accepted.
Accepted.
That's everything,
About
dear
reported
students,
speech.
about the reported speech. We hope, of course, as you noticed, in fact, from the examples, we have done maybe 2 exercises in Unit 7. One of them is in the student's book, and the second one is in the
Activity.
activity book. I think it's time for a short break, but before we have a break, let me remind you, dear students, that after the break you can call us by using the phone numbers shown at the bottom of the screen. Let's have, dear students, dear colleagues, a short break, then we can go back. Thank you. Welcome back, dear students. Hello again to our English seminar, students in grade 12. As you know, before the break, we were talking about the reported speech. Now, of course, as you know, in Unit 7, of course, as I said at the beginning of this seminar, we have maybe 2 verbs that are discussed in Unit 7 in the student's book. Maybe we have a rule, a grammatical rule. We can follow this rule. It talks about 2 verbs which are make and do.
And yes.
Good. But let's first look at the, let's say, page 58. At page 58, as you can see, dear students, the title of Unit 7 is Healthy Life. So here, I think the title is very important. We can talk about a lot of details, a lot of things in this context. Of course, grammar, it is mentioned here that the reported speech is mentioned, direct and reported questions. We have discussed everything. And we have the 2 verbs, collocations and phrasal verbs with make and do. So let's go directly to discuss with my colleagues how to live a healthy life. And I think this composition is a very important composition. Why? Not only for the exam. I'm not talking about the exam. I'm talking about
Life.
our life,
General
our
life.
real life in general. So in our real life, we should know how to live a healthy
Healthy
life.
life.
Any person should know that. But
Yes.
what is required from students is to express this in English, not in their mother tongue, not in Arabic, in English. let's forget about Arabic now. Let's deal with English. How to live a healthy life. If I ask you, Miss Hanadi,
First-
what should I do as a person to live a healthy life?
Healthy food first. Healthy
So eating
food. Eating
healthy food.
vegetables, fruits. You don't have to eat fat because it's very dangerous to our health.
Good. So eating large amounts, let's say, of fats or
Yes, a
sugar
small
is
amount.
dangerous.
A healthy
Yes.
diet.
So we
Fast
have to
food.
follow a healthy
Diet.
diet.
And fast food is very dangerous.
Good, good. Because
Sugar,
it contains
chocolate.
fats.
Fat, yeah. Sugar, chocolate.
Yes. All these things
But they are delicious.
let's say, they are delicious. We know that. I agree with you. But we shouldn't increase, I mean, the amount, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If we follow, let's say, if we eat this moderately, it's okay. It's not dangerous, not risky. But when we increase the amount,
amounts.
it becomes risky
Yes.
or dangerous to our health.
To our health.
Another advice, Mr. Hussam,
Yes.
how to live a healthy life.
Maybe doing
please.
exercise.
Uh-huh.
And
When
this
we do exercise, what do you mean?
doing exercise, but we have to pay attention that this exercise should be regular. For example, to keep fit and to stay healthy, we have to, for example, go walking for an hour, for example, daily, and we can, for example, run early
What
in
do
the
you mean
morning.
by regular exercise?
Regular exercise means repeated one, not to stop. Because when we stop, as you know, sport in general,
Yes.
when you stop it, you will have a bad effect.
Good.
For example, but when you
You
practice
mean every day, every morning,
daily,
every afternoon?
circadian, for example,
Good.
circadian routine, for example,
Good, good. Or twice a week. It's okay, but
Yes.
it must be regular.
regular
Repeated.
exercise.
Good. You
Also
should
sleep.
follow a system, you mean?
Yes, also
Good.
sleep is very important. When we have a sleep disorder, we have many problems. We can't focus, for example. If we want to live a healthy life, we have to sleep, for example, 8 hours a night. And here we have to pay attention
Now you
to
talk
the
about sleep.
Yes, here
Another
sleep.
advice.
Yes.
So eating healthy food, as Ms. Hanadi said, is healthy. Eating
Sleep.
healthy food is good for our health. We should eat healthy food.
Regular
doing
exercise.
Regular exercise and
Sleep.
Sleep
healthy
well
diet. Sleep well, at least 8 hours,
8 hours.
a night.
is recommended.
Of course, it depends. It is recommended.
And Mr. Basser, we have to pay attention to the word a night,
Good.
because the quality of our sleep, when it is at night or during night, it will be better.
Good.
We can compensate sometimes, but it's not the same quality.
Why? Because the brain, our brain, needs to switch off
During night.
after 12 o'clock.
Yes.
So after 12 o'clock, we should sleep. We should
Yes.
have, let's say, some hours of sleep. Why? Because our brain switches off after 12 o'clock. Some students, and this is my advice to all the students who are watching us now. Some students prefer to study at night. And they say that it's okay, I like studying at night.
It's very
right?
dangerous.
We know that.
Dangerous.
Yes.
But we
It's very
advise
dangerous.
them
We advise
not to
them.
study at night because your brain, believe me,
Won't be able to work.
won't be
during
able
this
to
period.
work anymore or
Yes.
to add more information or to store more information because during the day you were working all the day, right?
Okay.
And you must feel tired.
Yes.
Your brain is tired. Maybe you don't feel it, but your brain is like a machine and
Yes.
it needs to stop.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And also, we have something. When you sleep, you give your body, for example, a chance to switch off. In order to what? In order to ready for the coming day.
Good.
If you keep waking all the night, you will keep early in the morning feeling tired, feeling moody, for
Good.
example, or feeling irritated.
Would you like
or
to
angry.
add something
Yes.
about healthy life,
Yes.
Miss Hanadi, please?
I want to add exercise brain,
We were talking about the brain, that's right.
Exercise
so we
brain.
need to exercise the brain. How?
like puzzles,
Doing
like reading a
puzzles.
book,
Doing
crossword.
puzzles,
reading a book,
maybe playing chess is useful.
Playing
Yes,
a chess or
chess,
doing
reading a
crosswords.
book
and
is
working
useful.
in this.
You mean thinking?
Yes,
Keep
yes.
on thinking
And,
Interactive.
to activate the brain.
Activate.
and the sunlight is very important to our body and
Good.
bones. Sunlight.
Thank you very much. good pieces of advice. Thank you very much. Now, there is no need to read this extract found at page 58. We have discussed all the ideas in it.
Yes.
Doctors advise to do regular exercise and to eat a healthy diet because they are important or crucial to our body.
Yes.
Crucial means very
Very important.
right?
Essential.
Sleep well, doing, as you said, puzzles and interacting with other people is also useful. Don't live let's say,
Isolated.
alone or lonely, isolated, as you said.
Yes.
You have to be socializing,
Social integration.
interact with other
Interactive with
people.
people.
And even the support of your family will be good for you.
Yes,
It
the
will
family
give you
environment.
Yes.
a good feeling. When you have a good feeling,
Positive energy.
You have happiness in life.
That's-
When
and
you
this
see
is
that
what
all
we
around
call
you
positive
supporting
energy.
you will live a healthy life
Yes.
if you follow this strategy. So be positive, keep interacting with other people, keep smiling. That's it. So it's all,
you.
let's say, good for your health. Thank you
keep
very
smiling
much.
according to keeping a positive outlook, for example, on life.
I'm keeping my smile.
We have, sorry for interruption, we have a call from Sana. Good afternoon, Sana.
Good afternoon. Good
how are you?
afternoon, Mr. Basil.
How are you,
Good
Sana?
afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Hassan.
Good
Yes.
afternoon.
How are
Good
you?
afternoon.
We are fine. Thank you very much. Sana, do you have a question?
Yes, I have two questions. The first is why do we have full stop at the end of the sentence in the reported speech?
Good.
And the second is what's the best way to write a composition in the exam?
About composition.
What composition? Like
About
what?
Yes, writing composition.
Writing how to write a composition? This is your question? You are asking about how to write a composition, Sana?
Yes,
Good.
yes. How
So,
to write
thank you.
a best way to write a composition?
The best way.
The best way. You mean you need advice?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
okay.
yes.
It's
Best
okay. First of all, I let Mr. Hussam to answer the first question. Mr. Hussam, Sana is asking about the full stop. Why do we use a full stop when we report a sentence?
Yes.
When we report a question?
When we report a question, we go a step back in general to the order of English language, which is a subject, verb, complement, and after it we have a full stop. So when we go back to the order WH words or if in the direct or direct question, for example, we go to the subject at first and later we have the verb and after it we have a completion, so we have the order of the statement.
Good.
So Sana, how can you end a statement in English?
By using a full stop.
By
Sana.
using a full stop, right?
I can't hear you.
Sana, can you hear me now? Sana, can
Now,
you?
no, yes.
You have to listen to me. To use the phone, not the TV. Use the
Okay.
phone, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Forget about the TV now. Talk with me by using the phone, okay? Don't look at the TV, or let's say you can lower or switch off the TV or not switch off. Okay, lower the volume, okay?
Yes.
That's it. Please, Sana, when we have a question, what do we use at the end of the question?
Question.
The second is
I'm
what's the
asking
best
you.
way to write a composition in the exam?
Okay.
I want to best way to write a composition.
Okay. Sana, before we talk about a composition, let me ask you, why do we use a question mark at the end of a question? Because we are asking, right?
Yes.
So, at the end of a question, we should use a question mark. Now, when we report a question, we are not asking, Sana, right?
Yes.
When we say,
Yeah.
Sana asked me, why we use a full stop at the end of a
We
question?
are not asking.
So I'm not asking now. Because I am not asking,
We are
I
reporting.
should use a full stop, not a question mark. Is it clear?
Okay.
Sana. Now,
Okay.
now, we can now answer the second question when we talk about a composition. Ms. Hanadi, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
When we want to write any composition, we should first read
The title.
The title.
the
The
title.
title and pay attention to it.
So if the student doesn't know the title or the topic, he can't write any
Can't
topic
write.
or
Yes,
any composition.
yes.
I should know from the very beginning, Sana, the
Okay.
topic of my composition. For example, I am asking you now to write the advantages of TV, for example. For example.
Yes.
Or disadvantages of TV. Or healthy life. In general, what should you do to live a healthy life? So here, from the very beginning, the student first should know
The
the
title.
topic, the title. This is
going
number
to
one.
write about.
Now,
The ideas.
I want, exactly. Before I write, I should
I will
have
write the ideas.
write down my
Idea,
ideas
the idea.
on a paper, not write directly.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I should first prepare my ideas. I should have a plan,
A plan,
for
yes,
my
about
composition.
introduction,
Write down idea
body.
number one, idea number two, idea number three. Now,
I will divide
else?
the composition to introduction.
so very nice. Thank you very much. I should start with an introduction.
Introduction.
Like what?
General idea about my composition.
Exactly. What do we call the first sentence, Mr. Hussam?
Topic sentence.
Topic
The
sentence.
topic sentence or the
Opening.
key sentence?
The key
Or opening
sentence. It
sentence.
determines all the.
From if you are writing Sana any composition and I am the reader of your composition, I should know from the very beginning, from the first sentence, what you are writing about.
Yes,
Right?
Mr. Basil. There is, for example, a method which is brainstorming skill, as you know. When we have a title or a topic, we can collect many words.
Many
at
ideas
first,
about it.
Many words, and we put them in circles, for example. And we can add from each word something new. And these words, when we join them together, they can make a composition at
Very
the end.
nice. And in each case,
Brainstorm.
if we want
Brainstorming
to
skill.
support
Yes.
our idea, we can give an example about this.
Yes,
to
examples.
what to support our idea or to agree with it. You can
Yes.
give your opinion. Maybe
Opinions.
giving
Or agree or
opinions
I don't agree with.
must be included at the end of your
the end.
composition, right?
Yes.
So we must have an introduction.
The body of
Body.
the composition.
Two lines maybe are enough,
Yes.
right? Two
Yes.
statements would be enough. It's okay. Then you can
The body.
start now. The body, of the composition.
composition.
Fair, two ideas or three, no more. Then you
The
have
conclusion.
the conclusion.
Yes,
Again,
two
two
lines.
statements.
You
two
can
lines.
say, I think, in my opinion, for example. You can add anything.
Personally, I
Personally.
think. In my opinion, I
Finally.
think.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sana. Sana.
قطع الخط.
No. Oh, she has gone. Okay. We hope that she is
Get
still
benefit.
watching us. Thank you, Sana, for your call. We hope that everything is clear to you now. Now, dear students, at page 60, we have a very important exercise, as I said,
Do
about
and
the
make.
two verbs make and do.
do.
First of all, I'd like Mr. Hussam to clarify
Yes.
or to talk about these two verbs. What are make and do? Why or what is the difference between them? Maybe. Then I want Miss Hanadi to let's say clarify maybe
Exercise.
what nouns, what kind of nouns are followed after. I mean, come after the verb make, and nouns come after the verb do. But before that, we have another call maybe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Your name, please.
My name is Aya.
Aya. Good. Where are you from, Aya?
I'm from Hama.
Hama. Good. You are calling us from Hama. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Okay. And you are in the baccalaureate, right?
Yes. Right.
Good. Scientific or literary section?
I have a question
You have a
about the
question. It's
reported
okay.
speech.
What kind of
She
question?
doesn't
What is it?
understand what are you
About the
asking.
reported speech.
What is it?
The verbs said and told, are they used in the same way?
I can't. Would you please repeat again?
The verbs said and told, are they used in the same way?
said and told.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I let Mr. Hussam to answer you.
Yes, said and told are used, for example, as reporting verbs, but there's a wide difference between the two. For example, when I say he said, you can say he said that. What do we have after it? We have that. We have after
Yes.
it, we have a phrase, right?
Yes.
But when we say he told me,
It must
Look.
have an object.
have an object. So one of them is transitive. Which one? Said is what? Transitive or intransitive verb?
Can you repeat?
Yes, we have a transitive verb. So when we have a transitive verb, we have an object after it. And when
You can write an example
Yes.
on the paper. You can use a paper, please,
Yes.
because I think the topic is very important.
Yes,
After said, what we use after said, and what
and
we
what
use
we use after
told.
told.
So you can use a paper. You can use the overhead, Mr. Hussam.
Yes,
Thank you very much. The overhead, please. Now, okay.
for example, when we
No,
say
no, not in this way.
yes in this way,
Yes, yes, it's okay.
for example, she told, here we have told. And after told we have me. What is it me? It's an
Mr. Hussam,
objective pronoun.
You have to.
In this way?
Yes, right from the.
Yes.
That. Now, you can use the monitor. Look at the monitor.
Yes.
Now it's correct, okay?
Yes, she told me. Now me is an objective pronoun. And when we say she said, look to the difference. She said that. Do we have an object after said?
We have a subject.
We have a subject.
Yes. Yes.
But after told, what do we have? We have an object.
Yes.
So, told is a
Not only that,
transitive
Mr.
verb.
Hussam, we can use she or he.
Yes,
Instead
we
of
can
that.
see-
She said she.
She said she.
Not that.
Yes.
She said he.
Yes.
She said we.
Any subject. But here me is an object. There's a wide difference between the subject and the object. So, told is a transitive verb and we need an object after it, while said is intransitive and there is no need to add an object after it.
Okay,
is it
Aya?
clear?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Aya, we cannot say she told she. No, we have to use, as Mr. Hussam said, we have to use an object after the verb told. She told him, she told her, she told us, okay? But she said must be followed by a subject, not by an object. That's it.
But we can add something.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can say she said to me. It's
She said
okay.
to me, it's okay.
To me,
Yes.
but it's not an object here because we have
To.
the
Preposition,
the use
yes.
of to, okay?
Yes.
Preposition. Okay.
Thank you, Aya.
Thanks for your
Good luck. Thank you. Thanks for your call. Now, we can go back.
Yes.
So,
Do and
the
make.
difference, please. Make and do. We can read the introduction.
Yes.
Mr. Hussam, please. And then Ms. Hanadi will start with the exercise, please.
Yes. Here we have make and do have similar meanings, for example. But some people, some students in general find it difficult to differentiate between the use of do and make. But if we keep in mind that according to our mental activities, if we have something to think about, any mental activity, we have to use make. But when we have do, for example, for activities which are physical like works,
activities.
physical activities, we have the use of
Research.
do. For
Good.
example, research
So
was
this is the
example.
difference.
And
Yeah,
shopping, yes.
Good.
between mental activity and physical activity.
Good.
Here we have.
Thank you
the
very
first
much.
one.
So,
yes,
you mean they have sometimes similar meanings, but they are not followed by the same nouns.
Yes.
I mean, make is followed by some
Mental
nouns
activities.
which are different from
Yes,
the
and
here
nouns
we have
Physical
collocations.
with
yes,
do. That's
Yes.
it. The first one,
The
please.
journalist said he was.
She was.
She was.
Sorry, excuse me. She was research for an article. Research physical activity.
It is a
So
physical
I will
activity.
use do, but I have was.
Was.
So I will write verb ing because I have past continuous. She was doing research for an article.
Thank you. So here you used do in the correct form
Because
we have
physical
verb to be.
activity.
Yes, it is a physical activity, and you
I
use
have verb to be
you use doing, not
was,
do.
I
Why?
have was
Because we have verb to be.
continuous,
Yes.
past continuous.
She said she was doing research. Thank you, Miss Hanadi. The second one, please.
Scientists frequently do experiments to test their ideas. Experiments, physical activity. So I use do, but I use simple present because
we
I
have
have
frequently.
frequently simple present.
Yes, we are talking about a routine maybe. What happens
Yes.
frequently.
Yes,
So
every day.
scientists frequently do experiments to test their ideas.
Their ideas.
Mr. Hussain, please.
Yes, you will have to make a special effort if you want to pass your exam. Here we have a special effort because we have something which is mental. You have to plan for it.
Yes.
You have to create something. The use of make with the creation, for example.
A special effort maybe here means to think more.
To think.
To think
mental.
more.
Yes.
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 And we have also in the next example, can I make a suggestion? Here we have the concept, for example, of mental activity another time.
It's an
Suggestion.
idea.
It's an
Yes.
idea.
Something mental.
Why don't we do the shopping? Here we have activity, physical
Physical.
activity.
Because
Activity.
it's something referred
Yeah.
to movement.
Yes, another
the shopping,
example.
yes.
Another example. If you make a mistake, mistake is a mental activity. So I
Good.
use make.
Good.
You have to do your homework again. Homework is
Physical.
a physical
Very nice.
activity, and I have conditional.
Yes.
If you
In the first
Yes.
make,
form.
yes,
F,
first
please,
one.
Miss Hanadi.
Yes.
F, sentence F, please.
If you make a mistake,
I've my decision very
sorry,
carefully.
Yes.
I've made my decision very carefully.
So
It is a mental
Activity.
activity. So I use made because I have
I have
past perfect.
made. We have
I
have.
past perfect.
You mean we have the verb have? It's
yes.
okay.
I have the verb have.
Yes, yes.
So I will put made in the past participle. I have made because I have present perfect.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
I've made myself a promise. Here also we have the concept of a promise, means creativity in general or something mental. So we have the use of made in the present perfect because we have I've, which is a contraction of have. I'm going to make a success also of my new job.
Good.
And here also we have make a success, also
Good.
a collocation
Thank you.
between make and
Last
success.
night, storm did a lot of damage to buildings
Buildings.
on our area.
Again, do damage. We
physical,
say do.
Do
do
damage.
damage because
not
physical
make
activity,
damage.
Yes,
and
not
I
make.
write in the simple past because I have last night.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Do we have a call?
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teachers.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
We're fine. Thank you. Your name, please.
My name is Jawan Al Muhammad,
Good.
and I am from Hawa.
Good. Very nice. Welcome. Okay. Your question, please.
I would like to ask Mr. Hussam about make and do. How to distinguish between them?
Okay. Your student, Mr. Hussam.
No,
Yes, so we have just explained that when we can talk about do in general, we are talking about physical activities. But when we have make, we have mental activities. And also we can add that when we want to create something or invent something, we can use make. But we want to use the verb do when we have, for example, doing a work or a job and so on. Have you got it?
Yes,
Is it clear?
yes.
Thanks for your call.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, dear students, I think everything is clear about the verb make
Yes, and
the
do,
verb
yes.
do. But now we have something else, which is again very important. We call them phrasal,
Phrasal
verbs.
Phrasal verb.
We have something in English called phrasal verbs.
Yes.
What is a phrasal verb?
Yes.
it consists of verb and preposition.
A verb and
And
a preposition,
preposition.
and sometimes,
And sometimes an adverb.
two
Two
prepositions
preposition.
or an adverb.
An
Yes,
adverb.
like
Yes.
do, away, with.
Good. Very nice. In this
Yes.
case, we call it three-part phrasal verb
Phrasal
because
verb.
it
Yes.
contains three elements or parts, the verb and,
And
two
two
prepositions.
preposition.
Now, we have in English, in fact, some phrasal verbs that are combined or related to the verb make or combined from the verb make,
Yes.
and some other phrasal verbs that combined from the verb do.
Do.
So
Yes.
let's start with the verb make. Here in exercise 2, we need to match the phrasal verbs with make in this text with the correct meanings. You can use a dictionary, it's okay. Ibrahim, let me read the text, then we can discuss.
Yes.
Here we have three
Yes.
meanings, dear students. The first meaning, invent a story.
Yes.
B, replace something lost or missing. C, think about or understand. Now, let me read the text. Ibrahim usually arrives at work on time. It is a story about Ibrahim.
Yes.
So he usually arrives at work on time. So his boss didn't know what to make of it when he was an hour late one morning. When we say he didn't know what to make of something,
Didn't
Understand.
What's
make
the
of
matter? What's the
something
What to understand.
means he didn't understand what to do.
To think
Because
about.
Ibrahim usually arrives
At this
at
time.
work on time. But this day or that day arrived late. He was an hour late. So he didn't understand,
What's
let's
the
say, the
matter?
situation in
Yes,
general.
in
So
general.
when we say make of something, it means
Understand.
understand. Let's continue. At first, he thought he might make up an excuse. I mean, Ibrahim.
Yes.
Ibrahim tried to think that to make up an excuse,
To invent.
so
Invent.
to invent a story,
Invent a
Create
story.
something.
to be
His mind.
honest,
Yes.
in fact, but
Like-
decided he must be honest. No, I should tell the truth to my boss. So Ibrahim promised his boss he would make up for the time he had lost by being late. To make up for something is
Compensate.
Replace.
and
something
here
else.
it is a three-part phrasal verb.
Yes.
Make,
Make
up
up
for,
for.
not make up alone.
Yes.
Yes.
Make up an
Make up
excuse means to invent a story. Make up for something is to replace something
Yes,
lost.
compensate.
And make of something means to understand. I hope everything is clear. Now,
Do
we have
about-
another call. I'm sorry. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, teachers.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What
Good.
about you?
We're fine. Thank you very much. Your name, please. Your name?
Yeah.
Your name?
My name Rim Al-Masri
Reem.
from Hama.
Good. Hama. Oh, you are very active today. Maybe because Mr. Hussam is here. Am I right? Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Bassel.
Thanks a lot. Your question, please.
Can I ask you a question about the reported speech?
What about
Why
it?
do we why do we change tenses?
Why we do
Aha.
change tenses?
Why
Yes.
do we change tenses? Look, in English grammar in general, if I ask Mr. Hussam, can you drive? And
Yes.
you ask Mr. Hussam, what did Mr. Basil ask you? Mr. Hussam will say, he can tell you, Mr. Basil asked me, can I drive? It's correct, believe me, but between
Between
Quotations.
inverted commas, quotation marks.
quotations.
And this is direct speech.
And it is still
Direct speech.
direct
Direct
speech
speech.
because he is reporting to me the direct question. He didn't
Correct.
do any change.
Yes.
It is correct also. But in general, in English grammar, we try to train the students to report someone's speech.
Convey.
To
Speech
convey,
from Mr.
to
Hussam.
change. So because you are using a reporting verb in the past, said or told, said is in the simple past, right?
Yes.
So, and told is also in the simple past. Because the reporting verb is in the simple past, so you have to change the tense of this direct speech.
And the time of speaking.
And the time is different because you are reporting to me maybe his speech
Speech
after
from
1
2
month,
weeks,
2
or 2
weeks,
weeks.
1
Yes.
week, etc.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes, thank you.
I hope so. Thanks for your question, and we wish you good luck. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Now, maybe we have...
No time.
Do we have time?
No.
Oh, 1 minute. We don't have
talk
enough
about
time.
about do.
It's okay. We have only 1 minute. We cannot do the exercise. We hope that the students are able to do this exercise with their teachers in the class. Maybe before we leave, we end this seminar, please, I want you to let's say, to give a piece of advice to our students. Just one piece of advice, please, Ms. Hanadi, in
One
general.
piece of advice, don't be afraid from exam.
Don't think of exam at all. Think of
Your,
how to improve your English.
Yes,
That's
to improve your English and...
good advice. Thank
yes.
you very much. Mr. Hussam.
I want to say in my last words that
piece of
the best way for each student to understand anything and to be successful in life in general is to be integrated and socializing with others. Keep positive on life.
Keep positive, work hard, and be sure that you will get high marks at the end of the year. Trust your ability, trust yourself.
Yes.
At the end of this seminar, dear students, dear colleagues, English teachers, at the end, I'd like to thank Ms. Hanadi Haddad, an English supervisor from Tartus. Thank you a lot, Ms. Hanadi.
Thank you.
Mr. Hussam Jarjanazi, an English teacher from
Anytime.
Hama. Thanks for coming from Hama.
You are most
Dear
welcome.
students, thank you. This is Basil Sadiq speaking from the Syrian Educational Channel. Thanks a lot. Till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best. Goodbye. Thank you.